Here's a crazy story for you. In middle school, I was the picked on kid. High school, I was the picked on kid. I was that guy that literally got shoved in lockers, things like that. It happened, and people took me as awkward because in my family we're tight unit. We're a loving family. We talk about everything. I was okay with talking about things that people are like, what are you, the hell, like this happened, I'm telling you about it, and they're like, you don't talk about stuff like that. Well, why not? So it was awkward. I got picked on and things like that. I got trouble in a few different schools. I was kicked out of 3 schools and 2 districts. By the time I was 16 years old, I was court ordered to get my GED. I just had a hard time with when I finally got big enough to take up for myself, and people making fun of me that made me, that were bullying me, things like that, that made me feel bad. My retaliation was over the top, and it cost me a lot of time, a lot of friends, a lot of different things, but the one friend I still have from the time I was 14 years old is Tyson Southern, and I'm actually going to see the guy tomorrow, and he's the one that stuck by me. Everybody else has been in and out, and then I found another few friends in MMA, and I found I had another friend, Jason Hernandez, who passed on before my finale fight, who I wore his shirt, dedicated my fight to him. Those were my 2 best friends in the world, and they're the only ones that stuck by me. Everybody else is kind of in and out. So my life was kind of turmoil. I thought people were my friends, and they weren't, and it bugged me a lot. So once I found MMA and everything, that was kind of the point where I found somebody that could accept me for anything. I went in, I worked hard. Everybody can understand that at that. To younger people, things like that. A lot of people can take it a lot of different ways. Some kids kill themselves. Some take it to the extreme where they just go to that depression and they become the people that later on in life, are finding weird places and it's not because they wanted to be that way, it's because they feel like they have to be that way at that point. And that's the way I felt myself. I was like, I'm the weird kid, that's my role. So, things like, that I was awkward, I had to be awkward, and it pushes you into it because, and they make you believe that you're something that you're not. Like, I'm a good dude. I love to hang around, I love to smile. You wouldn't have fucking known it. And I love to, run around. I love seeing my kids. I love, being around. The thing is about all this stuff together with bullying, I'm so worried about my kids being bullied. Because it did happen to me. And look at where I'm at now. And people are still like, hey, I hope that things that I'm doing, things that people see about me, it'll help, stray that stuff away from my kids. But kids are brutal. You never know. And, I took mine and I turned it into a bad thing. I was in juvenile hall a lot. I didn't never have to do any long stays, but I spent a lot of time there, and it was regular. I was getting picked up as a young adult. Regular, I got picked up. I remember having, my first real trial at 18 years old. I'm going, holy crap, It's something that people can, that are good people, like I say, because me now, I'm like, what in the hell was wrong with me? But I believed what they made me believe, and it really pisses me off now. And it's like I say, I'll be damned if my kids are gonna have that happen. Anybody that wants to, help me, take preventative measures, go anywhere, anything like that. I'm like, hey man, get me there and I'll help you. You know what I mean? I've got no problem helping out with any kind of anti-bullying stuff, and like I say, it's just like, I have grudges from middle school still. I really do. Will those people ever get the real taste of it? No, probably not, because I'm not gonna, take any time away from my kids, be detrimental to my life anymore. But man, I still think about you at times, and it's like I say, I'm 30 years old. This happened when I was 12, 13, maybe even if before that, And it's horrible. It's over half my life ago, and I still have this in the back of my head. I'd say that family is the most important thing to me now. I'm 30 years old, man. I've been doing this for a little while now, and I'm still young, and they say in the sport, but I feel old. And the important things in life are, do I have enough money to go see my kids? Do I have enough money to help them out or send to their moms, things like that, for things they need? Do I have enough money to go see my little niece and my mom and my sister and everybody else, around? Can I go to see my family that's, living off? I got grandparents down in Baird, Texas, and Clyde, and all. It's just, live on little bitty, what used to be a little farm home, and they're still there. Do I have enough money to go see them? It's just about seeing family now, being a part of my family, because I was outcasted. Like I say, that bullying thing, I outcasted myself from them even, and those are the people that love me the most, and I love them the most, so I want to be there. I want to see them in these days, you never know how many days you have. Infinite number of people who have helped to turn me into who I am. They saw a little bit of good in me. You know, like I say, I trained hard, I worked hard. People have helped me out, given me jobs. You know, they've let me stay on their couches. There have been people that, you know, hey, I'll let you know, even Ricky here, you know, stay in the dorms until you can pay. I go get a job, you know. I've been starving. I've had guys try to, you know, come and give me money. I won't let them give me money, things like that. I had gear that's falling apart. They come in and try to give me money for gear. You know, like I say, at a time I would have taken a little bit of charity, things like that, you know, but it wasn't money. I would never take the money. You know, you want to put some food on my table, something, I'm going to eat it. You want to, you know, come and give me another pair of boxing gloves because my thumb's coming out of it, I'm going to take it. You know, stuff like that. And, you know, it was a big part of a lot of people seeing me struggle and seeing me try, and them just helping me out the little bit, you know, that they could. You know, it's like I say, there's an infinite number of people, and there are people that have helped a lot, you know, taking me in whenever I was about to be living under a bridge or something, you know, like, and that's the way it was, because I wanted to do this sport. I wanted to do things. I had to be dedicated to it. I just didn't have the money to pay child support, stay in there, and have a house and a car, things like that. I'd have lived in the car, whatever I had to do, you know, but people are like, no, you can have my couch. Put your stuff beside it. You know, here's a little bit of a closet. You know, here's some food. You know, let me help you out. And you know, they all look at me now going, you remember when? You remember when? And those are the people I love and think about. You know, every time I see them, there's nothing but a hug coming to them. You know, like can I take you to dinner? Can I do this? You know, so like I say, I'm not a rich guy at all. I'm still, you know, a couple $100s at a time is what I have, but shit, it's more than I had then, and I'd love to help them with it. You know, I was gonna say, The Ultimate Fighter, a lot of people took me wrong. A lot of people think that I'm an asshole, think that I have a thing like this, and I'd like to say that I went to a fight show ready to fight. You can't be mad at me for that. But, you know, other than that, come hang out with me. I love fans. Like I say, kids can get anything they want from me. I love to meet people. It's not about being rich and famous. It's about having a good time, you know, having people, you know, even though they know my name, hell, I'd love to hang out with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not too big for anybody, nothing like that. I never will be. You know, so just come and say hey if you ever see me.